Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome. I am so glad you are here. I hope that you all can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. I'm really excited to have this conversation tonight. So tonight, okay, so Thanksgiving 2 weeks, 2 weeks from today. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be cooking a turkey for the family dinner, and it's gonna be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. But I wanted to do tonight's to put on tonight's live stream and really be able to kind of give you some guidance. So if you are going to someone else's house or if you are hosting Thanksgiving yourself, so you have some ideas about how you can, what you can put together that tastes good, that other people are going to like, that's not going to add a huge, a huge amount more work for you, and make sure that you have stuff that you like that helps you to stay on track. So that is really the goal for tonight. Now, I did this presentation a year ago with Dr. Audra McCoy. So I don't know if she's going to be here tonight. She's on the East Coast, so we always have this problem with the timing because it's 4 o'clock out there, but it's evening time here for the rest of us. So hopefully she'll be able to join us. But she is a phenomenal cook and really just a very adventurous and in the stuff that she makes. So I think it's awesome, and so she had some really great additions for the meal ideas and everything. So I'm really excited to go through that, and I just want to give again a great shout out to Audra. You are amazing, and thank you. I really enjoy having you on and having these conversations and sharing this information. Okay, Christian Heroes Romeo Graham. You have all of these characters too written after your name. Welcome. It's good to see you. I'm glad that you are here. Hi. So if you are here, please go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and click the little bell icon to get notification every time I go live. And please go ahead and hit the like button so that we can send a message to Instagram, not Instagram, what am I saying? YouTube, so that we can make sure that this kind of content gets promoted. So thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And actually, let me know are how many of you are cooking your own Thanksgiving dinner at your house, and who is going elsewhere for Thanksgiving, or do you not know yet? Because that's also a question. And actually, one thing before we get started, before we dive in, I wanted to say that I really love to give special attention and special focus on making it through the holiday season because I have seen so many people crash and burn during the holidays. I mean, even before, I used to work for Weight Watchers and I was, a group leader, and but the holidays was like a disaster for everybody. And what I found most interesting too is that research shows that people are gain about 10 or 15 pounds a year, which is not great. But what is even more surprising is that that gain is happening for most people between November and January. So it really is the holidays that's driving a lot of the weight gain for people. And so that's really why I like to focus on this and really do the best I can to support you through that and to support myself through that, clearly. And so, one thing that I think can be really helpful for people is to decide, are you trying to lose weight, gain weight, or maintain your weight through the holidays? And once you decide on that, that will help you to kind of figure out an overall strategy for success going forward in the long run. So if you're trying to lose weight, then you're going to have to be pretty strict. You're going to have to think about, all of your commitments for the holidays and all of that. If you're trying to maintain but not gain, maybe that gives you a little bit more freedom. You can decide, this party I'm going to go wild, I'm going to have all this stuff, but these in this other party I'm not going to do that. So that's something for you to really think about and use that as your guide. And that can also guide you even as you think about these holiday dinners. Now, if you were really just going to keep this at the holiday, let's say for Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, and New Year's, I don't know, New Year's Eve drinking. Like those are the three places that you let yourself go wild. Even if you did that, that's just three incidences over the course of 2 months. And, that's not going to stop you from losing weight. So that's something to consider too. If you put these really um, harsh dividing lines around when you are allowing yourself to go off track, then you can do that. Maybe that works for you. So maybe for Thanksgiving you can eat whatever, but you make sure that on the next day on Friday you're not eating all the leftovers and you're not eating all the stuff. And through the weekend you're not eating all the stuff. And all the holiday parties you go to, you want to be really careful. So you got to just think about that and kind of map out a plan. Now, what I'm going to do is a series of videos, surviving the holidays or a holiday survival guide, something like that. And so I'm going to be putting that out over the next couple of weeks. So look forward to that. And, really giving you a step-by-step guide on how to, get through the holiday season and, well and successfully. So I'm really excited to be doing that. If you want more support, community support, you want to read people's posts, you want to post yourself, you want other people to give you ideas, or see what other people are eating or doing. If you want all of that, you want to come and join the Black Carnivore community, because that's where you're going to get that support and that's where you're going to get that guidance, and you're going to have what you need in order to really stay on track through this holiday season. And I don't know about you. I used to be very, very social. So, like during the holiday season, I would have to make a calendar, and there would be multiple parties in a night that I would have to get to. So I had like a schedule through the evening of where I was going, who I was going to be with, how long it was going to take to get from one place to the next, and all of that. And so that started happening, then I started to think differently about socializing. And really it got back to the party being the people being the focus and not the food and the drink, which was how things used to be. So you might think about that, really think about how you can kind of reframe how you get through the holiday season. But it starts by deciding what your goal is, and then working backwards from there. So anyway, look for that. And then also make sure that you head over to blackcarnivore.com/challenge and sign up and be ready. So the next challenge we're going to do, not the day after Thanksgiving, I'm going to do the Monday after Thanksgiving. So on November 28th. So no matter what happened Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving weekend, we can just put all that behind you and get started on a strict 5-day carnivore challenge to help you kind of get back on track. And we'll especially be focusing on just getting through December in a way that you're proud of, whatever that is for you. I want you to be pleased and proud of your progress. So, yeah, so that's the goal. Okay, let me see what we've got here. Uh, Oh my God, my eyes are getting worse. Like it's so hard to read these comments. Um, okay, hey Renee, hey Susie, welcome. Woke Z, I'm so glad you're here. Madeline, hi. Um, Queen L, welcome. I'm so glad you are here. Let's see, MJ is going to your cousin's home for Thanksgiving. Okay, excellent. Excellent. So, do you feel confident that there's going to be food there that you can eat, or do you want to bring a dish or bring something to make sure that you have something that will work for you? Robin, hey, oh, awesome. I'm so glad you like my hair. I'm actually not as pleased with this iteration as I was with the last one. So Oh, wow. Susie, you're going to a Brazilian steakhouse. Nice. I love it. So that is really nice. And now you don't have to worry about leftovers. You don't have to worry about all the junk. And that's going to be awesome. So I say enjoy. Madeline, hi, welcome. Let's see. Christian says ribeye. Uh, Bought pasture-raised turkey from Miller's Biofarm. Oh, okay, interesting. Um, so pasture-raised turkey, interesting. So I wonder, are they going to be smaller or bigger than what you find in the grocery store? And yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing how that goes. I hope that you will take pictures and you'll post on Instagram and tag me, because I would definitely like to see. Okay, so Renee is cooking, weather permitting. Renee will do some grilling. Nice, excellent, um, awesome. And let's see, somebody else said they were cooking. Madeline, Woke Z. Okay, so quite a few of you are cooking. Um, And so if you are cooking, are you gonna do like your traditional Thanksgiving stuff that you've always done? Are you also gonna do the sides, the stuffings, or are you gonna kind of nudge people at least towards keto and just have maybe some collard greens and salad? I'm curious to hear what you're planning. Um, okay, Queen L says, I'm going to my daughter's house for dinner. She knows my eating carnivore program. Okay, excellent, excellent. Madeline, you just want cheesecake. All right. All right. Now, the thing with cheesecake is that can be carnivore. So if you don't have the crust and you find a sweetener that works for you, that does, it's not going to drive up your blood sugar, you can mix that in and make cheesecake carnivore. So I don't know, you don't have to hold out. But if you like the crust, then yeah, that would be something to hold out on. Okay, Miss Tay is going to two homes. I'm cooking a dish for both places. Okay, excellent. So it's great too to go to multiple places. That can be a great opportunity to to get in touch with and spend time with lots of different with different friends and family and be able to get more in. But of course, the danger is if you go to Thanksgiving dinner, each place is going to expect you to eat, and they may not be too happy if you're like, no, I'm not going to eat. I already ate dinner, so that's something to think about. But I'm sure you'll figure out how to navigate that. Queen L says her goal is to lose weight. Okay, and I'm focusing on winning because the family will be watching to see what I eat. It's on. I love it. I love it. Well, so that can really help you to be a good role model as well. If you are, I mean, I always say to people like, a lot of times when people get started in this, they feel amazing. They're like, yes, I want to eat this way and blah, blah, blah. Why can't I get the rest of my family and everybody I know to eat this way and know how awesome it is? But you can't do it that way. So you just gotta do great yourself, shine, and let people get curious and ask what you're doing. So that's precisely it, Queen. Yes, a lot of people will be watching you, and they'll be wondering, what you're eating and how you're doing it, and but they'll also be impressed at how good, you look and feel. Um, Oh, okay. Christian says ribeye Rach, or is this like Rachel or Rach is a carnivore personality. I didn't buy it. Okay. All right. I don't know that carnivore personality. Okay. The winner's circle says just tell me turkey and chitlins are fine. They are fine. It's up to you, if you like them, but that yes, they are fine. So I am going to make a turkey this year, although I really never liked turkey, even as a kid. I always felt it was dry and just ugh. But it's part of the tradition, so I'm gonna make one. I do think that so when I started brining my turkey for 24 hours before cooking it, that made a huge, huge difference, and it was so much better. So I would recommend, for everyone that you brine your turkey. Um, and that can really make it quite delicious. And then I cooked it in the, roasted it in the oven, and I think I put how did I do this? I think I put bacon on the breast, so and kind of kept it covered until the end, and then uncovered it so that the skin and the bacon would get really crispy and not get burnt. But yeah, it was a good turkey. Okay, Woke Z says traditional, but cooking with sister, having turkey and brisket. Yes, that is perfect. So you're all set. You're going to be great. Madeline, yeah. Okay, Country Girl says we gonna have traditional foods. I cook cauliflower and cheese and short ribs, deviled eggs, so I can have two meats and eggs. Awesome, perfect. And Dr. Washington says carnivore cheesecake sounds delicious. Yes. So I can't do dairy, so it's totally out for me. But when I first started carnivore, I was still having dairy, and I remember someone told me to get mascarpone cheese, and I don't know what I thought it was. I really thought it was something different, but when I got it, it was like basically kind of like I want to say like the texture of sour cream, um, but really sweet. This is just the sweetness of the actual cheese, its natural sweetness, really sweet and just velvety and absolutely delicious. And then I was like, oh, I get why people say they like cheesecake because I've never really been a cheesecake lover. Um, but yeah, when you get the right stuff, it can be delicious. Okay, now I'm gonna have to put on my glasses so I can see what I'm doing here. So let me get started. Um, this, am I doing this right? Yes. No, that's not right. Here we go. Uh, nope, that's not what I want to do. Okay. All right. So, if you are the host, um, these are some tips that might make this make the party more enjoyable. So you want to, make sure that it's memorable, the food. It doesn't necessarily have to be traditional. I think a lot of times we feel, the weight of like having to have candied yams and all of this stuff and cranberry sauce and whatever. And that can be overwhelming and not something you want to do. So maybe, be a little adventurous, try something different. And that might make it more fun for you and more delicious for everybody. Um, uh, make sure that you are making your appetizers and the main meals, make them really delicious and solid meals that are, don't like put all the focus on the desserts, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and like focus on, the appetizers and the actual meal. Um, and don't worry. So to go back to the first point, of course, guests can always get traditional foods from other places. So at Thanksgiving time, there's going to be stuffing everywhere, candied yams everywhere, cranberry sauce everywhere. So don't feel like you have to provide those things. You can always do different things. And invite the guests to bring something particular. If there's something in particular they want, invite them to bring it. That's another option too. And also for some people going, maybe not staying completely carnivore through the holiday, but making sure to stay keto and stay in ketosis can be another approach, instead of like a total full on blowout where you're like eating a whole pie. Maybe you don't want to do that, but if you are, having brisket and turkey and some collard greens, like there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. If that is what helps you to feel like, okay, I have had, Thanksgiving dinner and it is, and it's like traditional, then that's fine. I think that's really, it's fine. It's really not a problem. Um, okay, so um, So I am not like, I think I am not an amazing party person, but Audra, who we put this together, we did this together, uh, is much more of a host. And so she was giving some suggestions here on how you build a great dining experience. So, one, you have appetizers, that are fun, and you do the main course, and you make sure that this is where you get creative, and put and make different types of things. My cousin is looking for something behind me. um, and so you make the meat the focus of the meal, not so much the sides and the desserts. So this can really help you to have a nice experience and have a nice dinner. Let's see. So here are some appetizer ideas, and there are actually some really cool things that I would never have, really thought about. Like, I love, well, any kind of fish that's sort of deep fried is amazing. And I used to do this more often, and, perhaps I will start doing it again. But if you are not familiar with, what is it, pork rind panko, you can either buy or just make, just buy some pork rinds and squish them up, and they turn into a flour, pretty quickly, and you can use that to make a batter that you can deep fry things in. And I tell you, like, when I have done it with chicken, to me, like, I was never like a full huge lover of fried chicken, but I do like the skin and the batter and everything. But when I have fried chicken with the pork rind, panko, it is so reminiscent of regular fried chicken that it almost feels decadent. So I highly recommend thinking about ways that you can deep fry stuff with that, because it can be amazing. So whether you're talking about salmon croquettes or conch fritters or shrimp fritters, I've even done it with liver. Now, everything was perfect about it when I made it with the liver, but liver itself still has its taste, so it did not, for me, it didn't work to cover that up. But other people love fried liver, so that might be something else that you think about doing. Okay, bacon wrapped scallops, delicious. Smoked salmon with whipped cream cheese. Oh, well, yeah, making a dip. I used to make this dip with butter, cream cheese, smoked salmon, and I don't know, maybe there was something green in it, maybe some chives, and I just like used a mixer to mix it all together. It was amazing, but so dense. And so and so for me on carnivore or even on keto, it was like, okay, this is like it's a fat bomb essentially, and that's okay. But people who weren't eating keto or carnivore, I would always have to say to them, hey, let me just give you a heads up. Like, this is super high in calories. So if that's of concern to you, you should just be aware of that. So, but it's absolutely delicious. Um, so let's see. Madeline says, yes, collard greens. Yeah. So, yes, maybe I don't know, maybe I will have collard greens because apparently in my family there are two people who make collard greens every year and they are supposed to be phenomenal. So, I guess I definitely will try it. Okay, Rhonda says chicken nuggets and egg wash and pork rinds in the air fryer. Yes, yes. I've made chicken nuggets that way. Also steak, chicken fried steak. So all of it can be delicious. So definitely check that out. I would recommend that for the, it's a great appetizer as well. So here's some other party food sort of ideas: meatballs, cheese balls. I used to make a hot cheese dip that was absolutely delicious before I gave up on dairy. So there's lots of recipes out there for like cheese fondue and stuff like that. Um, so I hope you see things here that are appealing to you. Um, okay. And so for the main course, try to pick a couple of complementary meats. And so here are some ideas, barbecued turkey legs, smoked turkey breast, duck breast, pheasant, quail, Cornish game hen. That's getting a little fancy for me. Choose something, make sure that you have a ruminant animal because that's what's going to keep you full and satisfied. So, have some kind of beef or goat or bison or lamb, just make sure you get that. Pork, oh, let's see. I don't know, what is lechon? Well, it's some kind of pork, I'm sure. So that's another option. I think I have, or maybe I don't remember. I know that there were a lot of questions about some of these recipes that people were interested in. So I'll have to dig up the recipes and share those again if you're interested. Let me know. Um, okay, and now for the sides. Now, um, these were some, I feel this was interesting because, the thing is with sides, I feel like their function and role is as a vehicle to carry more, sauce, gravy, and fat into your mouth, right? So breads are usually used to sop up gravy, or some kind of sauce. So is there a carnivore option? And so we kind of came up with sort of this list of ideas, and you decide whether you want to mess with that or not. But there is chaffles, which were hugely popular for a while, protein sparing modified bread. The way Maria Emmerich makes it. Egg yolk muffins, that's another option. And stuffing made with pork rinds, eggs, ground turkey, or chicken. The carnivore chef, he's on YouTube. He has some, pretty interesting recipes, and that was one that he made. And I think there might be one with cheese and one without cheese. So you might consider that. Now, I made a pork rind stuffing one year that I just made a small amount, so it was just for me. And to look at it, it actually looked perfect. It looks like stuffing, but when I tasted it, it was not great. So I'd love to hear from you if you have tried some different ways, what worked for you, what turned out good, because what I did didn't turn out good, not at all. And then, there are always some keto sides that you can choose to do, like, the squash, let's see, what do we have here? Mashed cauliflower, leafy greens, collards, cabbage, turnip greens, Brussels sprouts, broccolini, all of those things. So those are some things to think about. Okay, so Rona says, gee, thanks, guys. So many ideas I would never have thought of myself. This was a great idea. I'll get the turkey carcass from my daughter-in-law and bring it home for soup. Excellent. Yes, yes, that is totally a great idea. So everyone, of course, make sure that you keep the carcass and make yourself some kind of bone broth. It doesn't always have to be beef. So perfect. Okay. And Rhonda says this year my family's menu will include oxtails. Yes, I love it. I love it. Tell us how you're going to make the oxtails as well. And Susie says, I've seen a recipe video for chicken skin crackers. That would be great for cheese or butter. Oh my God. Yes, yes. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. I love it. I love it. Um, okay, and Rhonda's making rice, broccoli, cauliflower cheese with cheese. Yum. That sounds excellent as well. Okay, let's see. Now on to the desserts. So these are dairy based. We had dairy based and non-dairy based. So you can choose based off of how you carnivore. Um, so frozen custard ice cream, cheesecake, and homemade ricotta cheese. And no sugar is necessary apparently for this. So that is a thought. I don't know. So the frozen custard, I think this is the egg. There was like an egg, I don't know, some kind of egg custard or egg pudding thing that was super popular for a while, and I wonder if that was this. I can't remember now. The cheesecake we already talked about. I think that with the cheesecake, you really can follow any cheesecake recipe and just substitute the sweetener for something else, maybe the glycine or whatever sweetener you decide you want to use, and then and just have it crustless. So those are some good carnivore desserts. Um, Oh, okay, here we go. The frozen custard ice cream. So, oh wow. So you beat the egg yolks, use a quart or a liter of heavy whipping cream. Oh my God. That is that is going to be a very energy dense dessert. Okay, and a little bit of smoked sea salt. Oh, that sounds good. Vanilla bean powder. Add it to the ice cream maker and keep and make it. So that is a pretty great carnivore dessert with no sweetener even added to it. So wow. The cheesecake, here are some ideas about the egg-free options, the goat cheese. You can use goat cheese to make it interesting, or the mascarpone cheese. So remember that was the cheese that I had talked about. I had tried that one time and it was amazing, like nectar of the gods. I had no idea it was so good. Um, okay, and then the homemade ricotta cheese. This is definitely beyond, you know, anything I'm going to try, but this is not my, yeah, not my wheelhouse, but it could be delicious, I'm sure. Okay, let's see. So then we've got some egg-based desserts. So we've got egg custard, flourless chocolate torte, a souffle, meringue cookies, eggnog. Wow, there's a lot of options that are pretty carnivore. Um, oh, Rhonda has a good idea. Shredded Brussels sprouts with bacon. Yeah, that's good. I used to make when I was keto, I had a special dish that I used to like. It was, I would saute Brussels sprouts in with chorizo and just, eat that. It was great. I loved it. Okay, let's see. We've gone through a lot of, oh my gosh, so many dessert slides. This is, well, you know, um, the desserts they draw all of us. Okay, so homemade gummies and chocolate truffles, and that is another egg-free option. So, the gummies, Audra used to, wow, she used cinnamon tea, to flavor them, and a little bit of, or a little bit of other kind of sweetened beverage. Okay, this is interesting. There's a way to make different flavors. So this is an interesting idea too. Um, okay, and then the chocolate truffles. This is using Lily's chocolate chips, um, and this you're making with avocado. Ah, interesting. Very interesting. I these are some good ideas for making, some kind of treats and helping you to stay carnivore. So, um, so let's see. Susie says you can get chicken skins from the butcher, ask them to save the skins for you, or you can just buy chicken thighs or breasts and remove the skins from them. Yeah, that's an option for sure. Also, I have heard people say that, like, at Asian markets and certain kind of like, well, I guess they call them like ethnic markets, what from different, different communities will sell actual bags of chicken skin. And so you might look around and see if you can find that because, more and more people are looking for, skinless chicken breasts. So that skin has got to go somewhere. And Rhonda says, I purchase chicken with the skin on, take it off and air fry it. Yum. Yeah. Um, yeah. It'd be nice to get it cheaper than that, though. But yeah, I totally get you. Uh, and then Susie says for dessert, you can get some full fat plain yogurt and just add a touch of Redmond's Real Light flavored mix. Oh, yeah. That's a thought too. Yeah. So, I'm always telling people to get electrolytes, but get them unflavored. But most people have them flavored because that's what's out there. And, people often don't think about that sweetener and the flavoring. Um, they don't really think about that as being an issue. But if you have that, that could be a great way to make some, flavored dessert. Like, yeah, totally. If you like yogurt. Okay, so let's see. I think hopefully the desserts are done. Come on, we've had a lot of desserts here. So okay, here's a sample menu. So we gave some ideas about appetizers and the main course and the dessert that you can pair with it. So I hope that gives you some ideas. And yeah, these all look really delicious to me. Okay. Another option with like meatballs and cheese dip and chicken liver mousse, um, olives. So all of this looks really good. Um, yeah, I gotta. So just to recap, um, you want to stack the meat-based foods, the appetizers and the main. So you want to focus on making sure that you're making lots of that meat-based stuff, and then the other stuff, can be for the other people who come, to the dinner. But you make sure that you have plenty of good stuff for you to have. Be strategic about your sides. So make sure that there are things that work for you and the things that don't work for you, you keep them far from you, and make sure that you have good options for yourself. Um, and let's see, don't add sugar to desserts, but provide additional add-ons for sweetness. So, like if you're making I mean, I've certainly been served, even in, regular environments, a crustless cheesecake. So there's no reason why you couldn't make a cheesecake that is entirely carnivore, like using the recipe here, and then make some kind of like, you could buy like blueberries and saute them and reduce it down to like a blueberry syrup that is on the table. So if anybody else decides, who's like more used to eating M&Ms all day long, decides it's not sweet enough, they can just add, this sweetened topping that makes it, more fully a dessert, a sweet dessert, but that they might be used to. So that's something to think about. And then let's see, then decide on a strategy and stick with it. So yeah, that's so what I was saying before about, deciding whether you want to gain weight, maintain weight, or lose weight during the holiday season. I think that is a great thing to do. But you just decide on your strategy and you stick with it. But it's not going to work if you're like, oh, well, I'm going to try to, maintain, but you kind of flip flop and you cheat more often than you can. And and can expect to maintain, or if you kind of change your mind every couple of days, really just pick a strategy and stick with it. That's really going to be the best thing to do. Don't try to keep shifting, midstream. So yeah, that is so that those are some suggestions there about what you might do for Thanksgiving. So I really hope or that you heard something that really struck a chord or made you think about something that you could do or you could make. I hope there was something there that was inspiring to you. Let me know what you think. What were some of your favorite recipes? Did you learn something new? Let me know because I I always like to share, to share ideas with people or share other people's ideas, and hopefully, you all will find some success with it. And make sure that you follow Audra. In fact, I will put her contact and info in the description so you all can check it out. But yeah, definitely, I want to. Um, I want you to see all the things that she's come up with and I've come up with as well. Okay, salmon croquettes appear on Christmas brunch menu too. Yes, yes, absolutely. When I was growing up, it was my grandfather used to make salmon croquettes for breakfast every Sunday. Like that was our special Sunday brunch or breakfast meal that he would make instead of my grandmother. So it was, doubly special for that reason. Um, so yeah, I definitely think of that as a special holiday thing to have. Okay, Susie says, this is so helpful. I feel a lot better with cooking for Christmas. I want to try the salmon croquettes. Yeah, so I do have a video to show you how I make salmon croquettes, and that is on my YouTube channel. I think I have a a playlist called Carnivore Bites where I have like all my cooking videos. So you should definitely check that out. You can see how I make them, and different people make them different ways, but you know, just see what you like. Um, so, and actually, Susie, I'm glad that you feel more comfortable for Christmas. Are you saying you don't yet feel comfortable for Thanksgiving, or are you not cooking for Thanksgiving, but you are cooking for Christmas? Or should I have done this live stream a week ago? It's 2 weeks now until Thanksgiving, and I figured that was the right amount of time that, anybody who was planning on cooking is now starting to think about like what they're going to make and how to acquire all of this food. But tell me if I should have done this earlier or if this was the right time. Um, okay, awesome. Yeah, definitely check that out. Um, and let me know. And so for everybody else, let me know whether what recipe here did you like that that you think you might want to try. I'd love to hear from you what worked out. Oh, Susie, so you and the family are going out for Thanksgiving. Perfect. So I think that is a great option. Um, Thanksgiving, that's right, you're going to the Brazilian steakhouse, I think, right? So it's really nice when you can go out and not have to deal with the cooking at all. So good, but I'm glad you are feeling ready for Christmas, and everybody else, let me know. Madeline says this has been very helpful for me. Thank you. Awesome, Madeline. I am glad. I think that a lot of us don't cook. We've gotten out of the habit as a country or a culture of cooking meat. And so kind of figuring out how to put together a meal where the meat is the center and how to cook it and all of that. That's kind of gotten away from us. So I am going to try to do some more cooking videos as well, where I talk about the types of meat and what you can expect to find at the grocery store, what these things are called, and how to cook them. So yeah, that I'm looking forward to doing. Let's see, Rhonda says this was great. I am carnivore since July 2022, and I'm committed to not allowing Thursday to disrupt my flow, although I will not pass up the greens. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, so I'm so glad that so you've decided that you are going to go through the holiday season staying carnivore, not having not cheating on things that are I guess going to knock you out of ketosis. So you will try the greens and have the greens. I think that, I mean, I'm fine with that really. As long as you stay carb restricted, you're going to continue to make progress with your health. So adding in some vegetables at some of these meals is not really a big deal. If that's going to help you to stay on track in total, then that's totally cool. So good. Madeline agrees. Yeah. Um, yeah. So Rhonda asked, ketovore, is that a thing? Yes, indeed, it is a thing, and lots of people do that. So, and I think honestly, so many people are keto. They've called themselves keto. They've been keto for years, but they've kind of slowly stopped eating vegetables. And oh my gosh, go away, Siri. They just slowly stop eating vegetables. So, they call themselves keto and occasionally, have some avocado or this or that, but really, they're for all intents and purposes, carnivore. So, yes, that is totally a thing and it can be fine. Now, as I'm, always saying to people, you have to identify like what is your health goal or your health condition? What are you, eating this way for? And then match that to what you eat. So if you are trying to, heal an autoimmune, a gut thing, then vegetables may not be for you. You may try to eat these things and discover you feel amazing when you don't eat any of them. But, other people, may not have the same kind of gut stuff, so they can eat, some of the vegetables, and there's other things that they can't eat. So it really depends. You kind of have to figure out what is, what you're trying to fix, and then match the diet to that. And if you're, in pretty good shape, you may be able to have some vegetables. And honestly, clean keto, not all the keto treats and all this stuff, but clean keto still falls in the carnivore category. So, according to scientists, or biologists, the definition of a hypercarnivore is any animal that eats 70% or more of its daily calories from animal sources. So, by that definition, clean keto is still in the hypercarnivore category. Even if you're eating several servings of vegetables a day, you know, that's still, falls within the hypercarnivore category. So, if you felt like you really need to incorporate the vegetables, you could, and still, reap a lot of benefit and consider yourself a carnivore. Um, Okay, Robin says, I would love to try the carnivore cheesecake. My contribution to the dinner is sweet potato pies. This will be interesting this year. Yes, yes. My very first year, I did make red velvet cake. So that was my specialty. I made a red velvet cake that was, if I do say so myself, the very best thing you have ever eaten. And my first Thanksgiving and Christmas, I had to make them. My family would have flipped out if I had said I wasn't making them. But I was determined not to eat them. And I think so. There's two tricks that you can do when you're cooking if you really don't want to taste, licked, eat anything is one, get Vicks Vapo Rub, the like the stick. You can rub some right here, or I guess you can just get the pot and put a little some right here. So you're just going to keep breathing in that mentholated, and it's going to make it hard. You're not going to be able to smell it or anything else. Nothing else is going to tempt you like that. The other thing is to chew gum while you're cooking. So you're just not going to put more things in your mouth. So that's an option. Um, so making those sweet potato pies, you could, make sure that you stay on track by, not tasting them. And if you've made them a lot in the past, do you need to taste it to make sure that it's okay? It'll be okay. But yeah, you can make the carnivore cheesecake. And honestly, the way that we just talked about here, nobody no, most people are going to be fine if there's no crust, and if you are adding some kind of fruit reduction that they can put on top of it, that's a perfectly fine dessert for anybody. So that's my thought there. Rhonda, yes, I'm so glad you love the tips and tricks tonight. So I hope that this has all been, really helpful for all of you. I think that there's, yeah, a ton of information here. If you, need to, I don't know. I don't know. I might put the presentation in the Black Carnivore group. I'll let you know. But some of these, recipes are definitely worth giving a try. So for all of you who try this, please, please, please take pictures, post it on Instagram, tag me. I want to see how they turned out. Tag Audra. She collected a lot of these recipes as well. And make sure that you let us know how your stuff turned out. I'd love to see it. Let's see. Christy Brown says, tonight I baked skin on chicken thighs in my air fryer that has a bake function and seasoned skin with Redmond's lemon pepper seasonings. The skins were perfectly crispy. That sounds amazing, Christy. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, okay. And Robin says, thank you. All right. So we have had a good conversation. I am going to wrap things up, but I hope that you enjoyed all of this. Please share the video, check it out, share it with other people. And, I look forward to seeing you guys next week. All right. Have a great one. Good night, everybody.